Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal, moved to songs we played together.
Welcome to French Blonde Travels. I'm Renee. I am on the road and headed back to my friends Laura and Lulu. I am almost there. Oh my goodness. I've had a nice time away from them, but now I miss my girls and it's time to get back. Can't wait to see them. Stay tuned. You sleeping? Hey! You made it! I made it! I made it!
Nice.
Oh my God! Look at your skin! Oh my God!
I've been in for days.
Oh, have you? Oh, I missed you guys! Oh, it's good to have you back. So it's the first morning back on the beach, and it's kind of crowded this morning. I thought I was getting here early, but I forgot. It's Saturday morning, so the boaters are here, and it's a little bit crowded, and I don't have a spot next to the girls. I had to double park behind them, but these boaters won't be here all day. When they're done doing their boating, they're gonna move out and I'll take their spot as soon as they move. It's 50 degrees, so not cold, but not warm. Especially if that wind picks up, but it'll be all right. It's just good to be back on the beach and just doing nothing. So I'm gonna jump in the back and make some breakfast. So my coffee is going. I got my morning fruit ready. And here's my coffee creamer. And here's the sausage cooking in the mini dash grill. And take a look. There's my sausage patty. And then the egg cooker, I haven't turned it on yet because eggs don't take that long. And there's my eggs. So I'm gonna make some breakfast. I saw Lulu this morning and she's out doing a power walk, part of her new morning routine. And I'm just gonna keep my eye out for the parking spot next to Lulu once that opens up, because those guys won't be here all day, but I have a feeling they haven't been here very long, so it's probably gonna be a while. And that's okay, because I'm making breakfast and I'm gonna do that. And then once that big boat is gone, I'll pull right up and I'll have, front row seat to the water. And then we'll continue to do nothing all day. So coffee's done, egg sandwich is done, and fruit is ready. So I guess that means it's time to eat. So the boaters left sooner than I expected them to leave. And so now I got my spot. I'm right next to Lulu. She's right over there. And Laura's on the other side of Lulu. and I got a front row to the beach. Wonderful. And now I'm gonna get dressed and I'm gonna do some meal prep. I want to get my my meats cooked so that I don't have to cook, hopefully, for a few days. Typically, once all my meat is gone, then I go to the grocery store, because if the meat is gone, that means that almost everything else is gone too. So I'm gonna get dressed, and then we'll do some meal prep. Here's my handy wash-up kit. It's got some soap, my toothbrush, toothpaste, razor, and a deodorant. So that's gonna be my that's my wash-up kit for the morning. And I typically will wash my face with a makeup wipe. I like using that to wash my face because it's designed, that's what it's designed for, to take all the crud off your face when you put makeup on. And even though I'm not wearing any makeup, I still feel like it cleans my face really well. I'm not particular about what brand I use. I think they're all pretty much the same. If I find one that is, you know, better than the rest, then I will, I'll use that. But right now, I think they're all kind of the same to me. So it really doesn't matter which ones I use. I just got these at Family Dollar. Actually, when I was in Texas. And they're almost gone. There's only like 1 or 2 of these wipes left. But I think I got a couple of packages. I'm not sure if I'm on the second pack already, but I did pick up some more makeup remover wipes. I want to say at a Walmart somewhere. So they're in here under the bed somewhere. So when this one is empty, I'll break out a new pack. But I like these for washing my face. And they do really well in my armpits too. So it pretty much wipes off the deodorant from the day before. And then makes it all nice and clean and fresh so that I can put some fresh deodorant on. So I'm all washed up, and now I'm gonna brush my teeth, my toothbrush, and I have a spray bottle of water. Spray my toothbrush, put my toothpaste on it, and brush my teeth. I figured I would spare you the teeth brushing. So my teeth are all brushed. And I'm spraying off my toothbrush with the spray bottle of water into the trash can. The trash is full. I'm going to empty it in a little bit as soon as I'm done. One of the things I do with my toothbrush, not only do I spray it with the water, but I spray it with the vinegar spray too. I noticed the toothbrush, when I put it in the case, with it wet, it tends to start to smell all funky and whatnot. So I started rinsing it with the water spray, and then to finish it off, I put the vinegar spray on it to keep it from collecting bacteria and stuff like that. So teeth brushed, face washed, washed up. Let's see. I didn't need to shave, so that's good. Put that away. Put the water spray away. Make sure I close it so it doesn't leak. And then I braid my hair at night because I cannot sleep with it loose. It will be a complete tangled mess. And really hard to deal with. And the last thing I want to do is to be dealing with all my tangled hair every day on the beach. Because it's already going to get all windblown and everything, because it's kind of windy at the beach. And take my braids out. So every night I spray it with a little bit of water. I will moisturize it if it needs to be moisturized. I'll just put a little bit of my moisturizing product. I'm not like really particular. I used to watch all these videos about how to take care of natural hair, and they use a lot of product in their hair, and when you're out on the road, you can't be putting all that product in your hair. In best case scenario, I would wash my hair once a week. Twice if it gets really nasty, but I can't be putting all that product in there, caking it up and building up on my hair. So usually when I wash it, I'll put my products in, and then once it's wet, when it's wet, I have to braid it because I can't let it dry wet unless I put a ton of products in. So like hair gel and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to be putting all that crap in my hair, because then I'll be at Planet Fitness taking a shower every other day and washing my hair. And my hair takes a really long time to dry, and it takes even longer when I braid it. So typically, once I wash it, I will braid it, and I will leave it braided until it dries. And that takes 3 days. Whether it's dry or not, I take the braids out in 3 days, because if you're walking around with wet hair for 3 days, any longer than that, it's going to really start to stink. So then I have to start the process all over again. And then I'd always be having my hair in braids, and I kind of like it out. So, I washed my hair. Today is Saturday. So I washed my hair on Wednesday. No. I washed it on Tuesday. And then I took it out yesterday for the first time. So I probably won't wash it again until Friday. But this is the moisturizer that I use this time in my hair. And again, like I started to say, I'm not really particular about like name brands and stuff. This is a Shea Moisture brand, and it's a really good brand, and it really does moisturize my hair. So I have a leave-in that I put in my hair, and I really like this leave-in after I wash it. It makes my hair really soft. So I like to use that. So that's my hair. Face washed, teeth brushed, pits washed, deodorant. All the good bits are cleaned up. So now my hair is done, and now I'm going to start cooking my meats. I have some chicken, of course. I have burgers, because I love burgers. I eat them like a burger, or I will cut it up and put it in a salad with dill pickles. Oh, mwah, delicious. You know, and I have some pork chops. Don't get pork chops very often. I have a hard time cooking them. It's always been difficult for me to make pork chops. I have no idea why. My mother made the best pork chops. She got the really thick center cut ones, and it's they were really, really delicious. She just made the best pork chops. But anyway, I do what I can. I try to keep on top of them. What I learned is they're a lot like cooking steaks. You know, they don't take a long time to cook, especially when they're not very thick. So you don't want to overcook pork chops, because they get so dry. And but I don't know. I just felt like pork chops, so I'm going to give it a go and see how that goes. So the first thing I got to do is season up my meat. And I think I'm going to do the pork chops first, and then the burgers, and then the chicken, because the chicken is going to take the longest to cook. So this came with 3 pork chops. I have to take them out of the packaging when I store it in the fridge, because the packaging is just too big to fit everything into the fridge. So I take it out and I put it in Ziplocs. Actually, I need a paper towel down on the cutting board. And this bag is now done. I don't have a way to rinse it out. And it had raw meat in it, so I won't be using it again. And I'm gonna dry the meat. I just pat it off with a paper towel. Make sure it's dry. That helps to make it a little bit more crispy. I'm not going to fry them. I will use a little bit of oil spray, and that's it. And then just pan fry them. It's a little warm, so I'm going to turn the fan on. So my seasoning is a little bit of salt, you have to salt pork. You got to give it some flavor, just a little bit. I don't know. I still have the rice in my salt shaker, and it seems to be working so far. But there's a lot of rice in here and very little salt. So when I shake it, I have to keep shaking to get the salt out of it, because it all kind of falls to the bottom. Then I have some pepper. Which I like black pepper. You know, a lot of you might know my chicken recipe with the mustard. You can do that with the pork chops too, but I'm not going to be using any mustard today. Well, maybe I'll use it on the chicken. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. So salt, pepper. This is garlic powder. I picked this up when I was in Texas. It's almost gone. It's really good. It's just garlic powder. Got to turn the fan away so that I don't spray it all over the van. Whoops. So much for not getting it all over the place. And then onion powder, also picked up in Texas. Texjoy brand. So that's onion powder. And cayenne. Love my cayenne. Don't do a lot. One of the things that I really like to put on pork chops, cinnamon. Not a whole lot, just enough. They'd go great with sweet potatoes, but sadly, I can't eat sweet potatoes. It's not part of my diet, but sweet potatoes are delicious. And so I need my spray. It's olive oil cooking spray. And I gotta get my stove. Ta-da! My little purple stove. And I have these silicone mats that I put down to set the stove on, just to try to keep it as a barrier on the countertop so it doesn't get too hot and burn. So I sprayed the pan with oil and preheated it. So now I'm going to put my chops in. And I put them in with the seasoned side down because I'm going to season the other side. I saw a TV chef once say to season both sides of your meat because you eat both sides of the meat, so season both sides. So a little bit of salt, pepper, onion and garlic, and cayenne and cinnamon. So there's the salt. Pepper. I really like black pepper. This is the onion. garlic. Have to be careful of these. It can come out really fast if you're not paying attention. Here's my cayenne. And some cinnamon. So the chops are cooking. I put a lid on. This, as you can see, this lid doesn't really go with this pan. The pan didn't come with a lid, so I just grabbed one. It was big enough to at least cover the food that's in there. And, maybe one day I'll get a lid that fits properly, but for now, this is okay. And I remembered finally to put my mic on. One day it'll become habit and I'll just put it on as a matter of course, but I don't always remember to put it on. So it's all a learning process. So I got the mic and we're good to go. Chops are cooking. And now I'm going to prep my burgers because those are going to be the next thing that I cook. And let's put another paper towel on the cutting board. I actually have a little table. Because I'm a messy cook. And doing this on the bed will typically get my bed all dirty. Causing me to have to wash my blankets sooner than I need to. So I got this 4-pack of burger patties. And it's probably cheaper to just buy the ground beef. But making burgers is messy. So, and again, another bag I can't reuse. Burgers are easy. Salt, pepper, onion, garlic. That's it. And I will season both sides. Check my chops. Because remember, I don't make chops very well. So I want to be careful not to overcook them. They seem done already. I haven't even cooked the other side, and I think that's because I put the lid on it. But I'm not trying to be here all day, so. So this burger is 80-20. They don't make these patties um, in the 90-10 combo. Well, I have seen it, but it's rare. I'd rather have the 90-10. And like my steak, I like my burgers medium rare, but since I cook them ahead of time, um, when I warm them up, they end up being well done. So, what are you going to do? But, you know, it's not too bad when you put it in a salad. That was the onion. And this is the garlic. Garlic comes out really fast. The onion can too. I seem to be able to better control that. So one side of my burgers are now seasoned, and I'm going to get ready to take these pork chops out in a minute. As soon as I brown up the other side, and then I will put them in a container to cool. This may not be big enough. I like to use glass. It cleans so much easier than plastic, but you know, glass on the road. I really do have to be careful. This is my biggest one. I have to be careful with this stuff because I can be a klutz. And this does not look like it would be fun to clean up. It is tempered. It's tempered glass, so maybe it would shatter into a gazillion different pieces, but I'm not trying to have that in the van. So I'm very careful with them. I keep them in a basket. And I had some shelf liner that I would put in between to keep it from rattling, but I'm finding that they don't really rattle that much, so I left the shelf liner at home this time. But and I don't hear them rattle. While I drive down the road, I don't hear the glass rattle. Stuff in the van is going to rattle all the time, but it doesn't annoy me. I'm a person that plays the radio while I drive, so rattling noises don't bother me. Sometimes I play it loud, sometimes I don't. Just all depends. And just like that, these chops are done. Well, not that brown on the other side. I took the lid off, trying to cook off some of the liquid. But it's going to make more liquid when I put the burgers in, and I'll put the lid on for the first part of cooking the burgers as well. After cooking up all this meat, then the dilemma becomes what to eat for dinner first. It's good to have choices. I'll eat the burgers typically as like for lunch. So there's one pork chop. Another chop. And the last chop. First burger, seasoned side down. Second burger. Burger number 3. And burger number 4. So that's 4 days of lunches with the burgers, whether I eat it as a burger or in a salad. Well, I could do a burger salad for dinner, and if I did that, I would use 2 burgers, or maybe a burger and a half. I don't know. We'll see. So here's my salt and pepper for side number 2. Put more salt in it just yet. This is garlic. Careful. And the onion. There's still a fire burning in there. So now I put the top on and let those cook. And then I'm going to put my burgers in the same container with the pork chops. And I'm only putting them in there until they cool off. And then once they're cool, I'll put them in a Ziploc and put them in the fridge. I don't want to put them in the fridge while they're hot, because that'll make everything in the fridge hot. So I'm just going to let them cool, and then everything will fit once into the fridge once I put it in the cooler. I remember somebody once asked me how much food can I get in the fridge. It's a 23-quart Bouge RV fridge. Of course, I got the purple one. And it holds my eggs, it holds my breakfast sausage, it holds, I typically will get 3 packages of meat when I go to the grocery store, because then that'll get me 3 to 4 days worth of food. Like the chicken lasts the longest, but well, I shouldn't say that. It all pretty much lasts around the same amount of time. The burgers it's 4 days, it's 4 meals because it's 4 burgers. And then I have 3 pork chops, so that's 3 meals. And then the chicken, it usually will come in an 8-pack. And they're chicken thighs, they're boneless, skinless thighs, so they're not huge, so I typically will eat 2, so that's 4 days. So I'm looking at a week. You know, I have 3 pork chops and 4 days of burgers, or 4 days of chicken, so that's a whole week of meals already to go. And I also have some sausages that I like to have. Oh, I love sausage and cabbage. It's just a really good meal, so I can mix it up. So I'm looking at about a week, and the sausages come in a sealed, vacuum sealed package, so those will keep in the fridge probably for about a week. So at some point throughout the course of this week, I'm going to cook up the sausage as I make more space in my fridge. And I will have a sausage and cabbage meal somewhere along the line. I can eat it for lunch or dinner. It doesn't matter. And I have just a little bit of stuff to make salad. I'm finding that I don't really like to put together salads on the road. I do better when I'm at home, when I have space. But I do have salads. So yeah, I can get a week's worth of food out of that. Maybe a little bit more in that fridge. Um, the salad stuff salads take up space, so I have a separate cooler for the salad stuff, and I have to make sure to buy ice like every other day for that. Well, right now every other day, because it's still a little chilly and it'll keep for about 2 days. So I got ice 2 days ago, so I'm gonna have to buy some more ice today, probably when I leave the beach, and just try to keep my salad stuff crisp. And that is going to be what I do for today. I'm still debating about the chicken. I haven't seasoned that up yet. I do have some spicy mustard, and I have some honey mustard. I know I'm not supposed to have it, but it is so tasty. So if I do my meals right, the honey mustard really shouldn't be a big issue for me. It's so little, and I cook it off, but I don't know. I'll monitor. I got the monitor on, so I'll see. I'm going to try the honey mustard and see how that works out, because I really like the honey mustard on my chicken, but I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do that. I would do half the chicken with the spicy mustard and half the chicken with the honey mustard. So, just to mix it up a little bit. So we'll see. So bread is not on my diet. So I typically will get the low carb wraps. And I found these two. They really have no flavor if you just get the plain ones. And that's fine, because what you put in it is the flavor. But I found these. This one and this one. It's called Zero. It's Guerrero brand, and I found these. This is a jalapeno flavor, which I haven't tried yet. And then this one is sun-dried tomato and basil. And I'm gonna try these out and see when I have my burgers, see how well they taste. But typically I will get the plain ones. This is the brand I usually get, and they have these at Walmart. There's a lot of low carb wraps that I found, but I like this one the best. I like the chew. Here's another one. It's high fiber, zero carbs, Olay brand. "13 grams of fiber in here. There's no added sugars, and it's got 14 total carbs. So 0 net carbs is not correct. It's 1 net carb, because I don't see anything else in here that you would take out of it. There's 4 grams of protein. So these are what I use for my burgers. Arnold's makes a sandwich thin that is also a low carb, but they're hard to find. I found it at Publix, but They don't have it at Walmart. They have a lot of the Arnold breads at Walmart, and it's bread. It's like sandwich bread, and it's low carb. But I haven't found the sandwich thins, which is more like a burger bun. So those I don't have. I don't have any more of those. They come in a 6-pack, so you know, I mean, I have a lot of these breads, but I don't eat them frequently, but they do last a long time without getting moldy or stale or anything, as long as you close the package up. I have forgotten to close the package up from time to time and have found stale wraps, so it's just like any other bread. You got to close it up or it's gonna get hard and crispy, and then what are you gonna do? So looks like the burgers are almost done. Well, they're done enough, so I'm gonna take the burgers out. Oh, pickles. I get the pickled chips for my burgers. I don't need that. I just had to get it out of the way to show you the bread. So yeah, these burgers look finished. Whoops, fell right off of there. So there's a burger. There's a lot of juice in here. So that's ready. I'm gonna turn the stove off for now to preserve the gas. And I decided I am not going to put the mustard on my chicken. The mustard's all the way in the back. And with all this stuff out, I don't want to climb back there to get the mustard. So the thing about the chicken, if it's too fatty, I want to take the fat off. There's already plenty of juice in the pan, so I won't need to spray it. Yeah, I gotta take that fat off. That's too much. Some people use gloves when they handle raw meat. I just wash my hands. I'm already putting enough plastic out there that I'm not happy about, so I leave the gloves for those who want to use gloves. Doesn't bother me. That piece is good. The thing about these chicken thighs is they fall apart, or they're cut really funny or something. I'm not really sure what the situation is, but they turn out to be like little pieces of chicken. And then of course they shrink when you cook them, so they get even smaller, and that's why I tend to have 2 of these with a meal. My knives are really sharp. I took some time and sharpened them when I was at my friend's house. So thank you, Jennifer, for letting me sharpen my knives. It makes cleaning up this chicken a whole lot easier. Not that it's hard to get the fat off a chicken, it's usually pretty easy. When I was frying chicken, fried chicken, when I was frying them, I wouldn't take that much fat off because I needed the fat for the flavor. But since I don't fry chicken anymore, I like to take the fat off. Like, I don't fry it, but I could still fry it, but not eat it if I'm making it for other people. But I tend to leave that to my daughter. She makes better fried chicken than I ever did, so she turned into a pretty good cook. These chicken pieces I mean, it's thigh pieces, but it's not whole thighs, it's pieces. I'm not sure why they sell it like that. Make a boneless, skinless thighs. I almost want to buy them with the bone in and the skin on because they're bigger, and then just take it, you know, debone it and skin it myself. But I'm not that ambitious, so it's one or the other. When I buy it with the bone in and skin on, I'll bake it when I'm home. I bake it on a rack in the oven after I season it up, and the skin gets crispy, so it's almost like fried chicken. Just too much fat on that piece. Almost more fat than meat. It's a lot more chicken here than I thought. Just because it's all in pieces. They're not whole pieces. I don't think I've ever bought chicken like that before. This chicken has skin on it still. Still the skin. Yeah, there's a lot more chicken here than just 6 or 8 pieces. I'm running out of space. Some of this fat, you can just scrape it right off. So that's all that I took off. That's almost a whole piece of chicken. How much per pound? Right? Now there's juice still left in this pan from the other meats that I cooked. So I'm not really sure how much seasoning this chicken is gonna need, because by the time I'm done making this chicken, all the liquid in this pan is gonna evaporate. And I'm gonna change out the can. It's virtually empty, so it would have run out on me. I'm not gonna get all this chicken in here. Looking like it might be stewed chicken. And I put it in unseasoned. I'm gonna season it up while it's in the pan. It doesn't need a lot. So here's the pepper. I hear Laura and Lulu out there moving around. This is onion. Garlic. Some cayenne. Way more cayenne than the pork chops. Smoked paprika. If you haven't tried smoked paprika, I don't know what you're waiting for. It gives the chicken like a barbecue flavor. And the last thing I'm gonna put on here is some sage. Another flavor I got in Texas. So that's batch number 1. And I'm gonna cover that up and let that cook. That'll be done shortly. One of the other things I do with those wraps, I use the My Mini and I will make mini pizzas out of those wraps. So I picked up some pizza sauce when I went grocery shopping, and I have some mozzarella cheese that I can put on there. I have some pepperonis. Now I don't eat cheese, but it's hard for me to eat pizza without the cheese. So mozzarella cheese is probably the only cheese that I eat. I don't like cheese, but mozzarella is so mild that I can barely taste it, and it helps with the pizza, but I don't really like cheese, so I don't eat it. It helps with my food lifestyle anyway, to not eat cheese. So I'm not a big dairy eater of any kind. I like ice cream, but can't eat ice cream, so there you go. Not that I was a big ice cream eater before either. I wasn't. It was like a once in a while thing. Just have to be in the mood for it. I know people out there really like ice cream, but not a big deal for me. But to make the mini pizzas, it makes a nice little lunch. Sometimes, you know, take 2 or 3 of those little street taco size wraps and make a little pizza out of it. If I were home, I would use the bigger wrap and stuff it, roll it up, and then put it in the air fryer or put it in the oven and make like a hot pocket. Oh, very delicious. So now that the chicken's cooking, I try to put some of the stuff away, and I'm gonna wash up the dishes that I don't need to use anymore. And I also have this big bottle of hand sanitizer that I will use to clean my hands until I can get to the sink to wash my hands out there. It's also what I use at night when I'm in here using the bathroom, you know, to wash my hands after I go to the bathroom. And this works quite well to leave my hands feeling a little bit cleaner until I can get to a sink and really wash my hands. When I went to Texas, I pulled this, I had this bucket that was hanging here next to the door that I thought I would use like for dishwashing and stuff like that. I found I never used it, so I took it out. Part of why I wanted to have the bucket is because the frying pan that I was using, I was having a really hard time cleaning it with the alcohol spray, and I found that if I when I used it, that I would always end up having to put water in it to clean it anyway. So that's why I had the bucket. But then I was at my sister's in Houston, and she had these ceramic frying pans that cleaned up so nice and easy. So I went to Walmart and I got me a ceramic frying pan, and it's really easy to clean, so I don't need a bucket to wash dishes. And when I was in Orlando visiting friends, I took all my dishes inside and put them in their dishwasher, so they had a really good clean. But I feel like they get clean enough when I clean it with the vinegar spray and wipe it down with the paper towels. So I don't need a bucket to wash dishes. Where would I dump it? You know, you have to be careful about where you dump your wastewaters. So, and I have the Mrs. Meyer's dish liquid, so that if I dump any water outside after washing dishes with that, it's still biodegradable and, you know, and safe. But I mostly use the dish liquid to get stains out of my clothes before I do laundry. It works really well. You know, I used to think that only Dawn would do it, but the Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day works really well at getting stains out of my clothes. So it's a win-win. It's environmentally safe and it gets my clothes clean. I mean, I do use laundry detergent, so that is just for spot remover, rather than spend a fortune on getting something specific for that. I'll just use the dish liquid because I have it anyway. And speaking of laundry, my friend Jennifer, she gave me these laundry sheets. Look at that. That is not in English. So it's called laundry bubble paper. I haven't used it yet because I was all finished with the laundry when she gave it to me. And they're just little squares. It has a clean smell to it. And I don't know where she got it from, but I've been wanting to try those laundry sheets. And I keep forgetting to get them. So right now I'm just using the pods. Toss it in, easy peasy. I got the pods because it was easier to carry as opposed to a jug of laundry soap. So I don't normally use pods when I'm at home. I use the jug. Go figure. But so now I'm just waiting for chicken to cook, and then I can go out and hang out with the girls. So the second batch of chicken is in, and while that's cooking, I'm going to clean the cutting board. I sprayed it with some vinegar water, and I'm going to let that sit there for a little bit and let it soak in all the little crevices and everything, and then I'll clean it off. And I'll probably, running down the side, don't run off. And then I'll probably clean it again a couple of times because it is chicken after all, and I use that cutting board a lot, so gotta make sure it's clean. And that's the cooked first batch, so that looks yummy. So I will be all set with food for the week. Somebody spotted Lulu. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.